Hello and welcome to Season 8, Episode 12, Lonely Retreat. Honestly, I didn't really have any thoughts for this one. I like the color in the sky in the background. That's fun. Right, Frank? You know, I can say about this one is that I think the, I guess the camera positioning, if you may, I think is pretty interesting. I do like that. I think it's pretty neat. It's beautiful. Yes. I need to move keyboard back. I don't know what to talk about. I could talk about how I played Melee the other night with one of my friends. That happened. I'm like, damn, I'm bad at this game. I also would have been live like an hour earlier, but I was watching this video that was talking about well, originally the title was called The Ballad of Melee Clones, and then the title later, when I went to send the video to someone, the title was changed to How to Not Clone a Classic, I think is what they changed the title to. But yeah, I probably would have went live way earlier, but then that video appeared on my feed when I was about to start having oatmeal, and I was like, ooh, hour-long awesome sauce video, don't mind if I do. And then I watched that. But it was kind of funny that he spent half the video dunking on this one game that was originally called Icons and then was eventually years later rebranded to Rushdown Revolt, I think was the name. Which I was like, okay, I think I've heard of Rushdown Revolt. I think I've heard of that at some point in time, but I was like, damn, this does not look very hype at all. Unfortunately, this is not it. Oh man. Making a game is probably really difficult. But it really didn't help with that game that it had apparently $6 million worth of funding from some big studio and such. So that also didn't really help. And it seemed very shameless with greedy monetization practices. It's damn, this was back in 2017, I think. I'm like, damn, even back then, it was still, people still just didn't care. It was kind of crazy how in that game they just outright copied seemingly one-to-one Marth and Fox and Falcon. I was like, damn, they just outright just yoinked these characters, basically. Insane work, honestly. And then the Marth character was apparently locked behind a loot box. So it's like, bruh, you're gonna just basically steal a whole character and then lock it behind gambling. That is crazy. That is insane, honestly. Some people just do not give a fuck. They're like, yo, if we can make some money off of this, though. I didn't really go in today with much to talk about. I could talk about how last night Skittle and I had leftovers from Saturday, which was this like gochujang tofu rice bowl with vegetables. Pretty good, honestly. I liked it. And at this Korean store, like back in the summer, we bought this tteokbokki package, which is tteokbokki is rice cakes, or Korean rice cakes, I guess specifically. And it was pretty good. The sauce was pretty sweet, which is something Skittle commented on. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is pretty sweet, actually. It was pretty good. I do like the rice cakes, though. They're pretty nice. They got good vibes. But something I learned, I guess in Korean, like cooking / baking, instead of saying like, oh, add like 200 milliliters of water, it'll say on the packaging, it said 200 cc of water. And I'm like, well, what the hell is 200 cc of water? And I guess it means cubic centimeters, which does translate to milliliters. So at least that's what the internet and Skittle said. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is just milliliters. But that was a huge today I learned. Yesterday I learned, rather. I didn't learn that today. Oh, languages are crazy. Crazy that languages are crazy. Also, I did talk about this last time also. So there was this whole scenario. Hopefully this is the last time I have to mention this ever. But there was this whole scenario with my YouTube playlist for the Mario Paint videos, where it basically wasn't auto-sorting it correctly in the way I wanted it to, aka by putting the newest video at the top, aka having it be in chronological order. And I thought that if I set the playlist to organize the videos by newest added at the top and then manually readjusting like videos that were out of order to be in the correct order, then it would just like work. But the way I thought it worked didn't work. So basically I ended up just deleting the playlist and I made just a new playlist. And I had to manually go through and re-add all like 95 Mario Paint episodes. I went to episode 1, add to playlist, episode 2, add to playlist. Because when I like originally was adding them all from Twitch to my YouTube channel, they didn't get transferred over in the correct order. And so I guess like when I added some to the playlist, because I think I didn't do all of Mario Paint videos in one go. So I think like, oh, like episode 30 for some reason got uploaded later than episode like 10 did for some reason. I don't know why that happened. Something about, I guess, Twitch's export system being janky and not perfect. Probably because also there was like a shit ton of people trying to export videos, I assume, at the same time because of the whole Twitch highlight thing from last year. So I ended up just going through and, yep, deleted the playlist and made a new playlist and added every Mario Paint video one by one. And so now there should be no future problems with me adding a video to the playlist, and then it should just be in the correct spots, ideally, at the end of the day. And I shouldn't have to do any extra work, because before I had to add a video to the playlist and then manually put it at the end so it was in chronological order. I guess if I was from the beginning uploading them all to YouTube, then it wouldn't have been an issue. But because I didn't bother uploading them to YouTube before, because I was like, oh, I can just have them all on my Twitch channel. Yeah, that sounds good to me. But realistically, even before, having any VODs from Twitch hosted solely on your Twitch channel isn't really a good play, since Twitch's video player isn't that great. Compare, like, you know, if you were to watch a VOD on YouTube or Twitch, like, you would basically always pick YouTube just because the player is a lot better. At least that'd be my choice. I wouldn't choose to watch a video on Twitch if I could just watch it on YouTube instead. And I guess YouTube definitely for like a video would have better discoverability, because I don't think anybody's finding anyone on Twitch through their VODs, at least personally. I'm sure some people do, but I imagine that's very few and far in the grand scheme of things. And at least now, like I guess like the one good thing that came out of the whole like Twitch highlight scenario is that now like I do just export everything to YouTube or upload everything to YouTube, which is better. Plus I can also like record in higher quality than when I stream in. Even though now I've been streaming since I reset up OBS. I've been streaming in 8K bitrate actually. I think before I was streaming in 7K bitrate, but then I was like, let's do 8K, frick it. But I think when I set up the okay, so like 2 weeks ago, I deleted OBS and completely reinstalled it because my OBS was just crashing a bunch. Randomly, like I would just sometimes change scenes or change profiles on OBS and it'd be like, oops, yeah, it's gonna crash by the way. And sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes it would, and I was just getting so sick of it. I was like, I am just gonna completely delete OBS and reinstall it fresh. So hopefully this won't be a thing. And so far, it's seemingly fixed. And I guess like it was good in some ways, because I definitely had so many just like cluttered like scenes and like sources that like weren't doing anything. So it's probably just good just to be able to like delete all of that and start fresh after like so long of not doing that. But yeah, when I set up OBS through that, it popped up with the, oh hey, do you want to use the auto configuration wizard to set yourself up with like good settings based on your computer and connection? I'm like, sure, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And it like set me to 10K bitrate. And I'm like, damn, I'm pretty sure 10K, that's a little crazy for live streaming. But then I was like, let's try 8K. Let's see what happens. And I think it's fine. So far, from what I've seen, it seems fine. So hopefully that's good. Yo, G, thank you for the 74 months. How are you today? Good morning. Thank you for the gluff. You know, today, like 20 minutes before I started stream, I did do 40 push-ups. I did 40 of my push-ups, and they were 40 incline push-ups. Which I actually did them on incline push-ups being how my hands, you know, on the ground normally, and then I had my feet on the chair, you know, to get the incline crazy. But I was surprised I was able to do 40 incline push-ups. I think usually like in a row before I would only do like 20 incline push-ups. So I was like, damn, I did 40 incline push-ups in a row. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think for like the push-up chart, I think I'm on like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't missed a day yet. I've done 100 push-ups every day since we started the challenge, which, you know, isn't necessarily like required, and it wouldn't be a horrible thing to like take a break day. but at the same time, I don't know. The push-ups have felt good to do. When are you getting in on the push-up challenge, Brack? Never too late to join. Ugh, Butter, I'm at the office. Grab that. Oh, it's got warm in here all of a sudden, blubbers. And this is just kind of like a big blob of like darkness over here. Damn. This like, interesting. This like tree, the tree, I guess like the trunk of the tree, that's like, I can't point at it. I can't point at it. I guess I could turn on mouse capture, but it's like this bluish gray one that'd be like right here, like the black trunk of it. It just kind of like ends. Interesting. Sometimes you get that in like a Bob painting. Sometimes like he'll just like put something in there that just like kind of ends. It doesn't necessarily like actually like vanish like how it should properly, which is kind of interesting. Let's get some brown layered in here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Actually, this is a question for anybody in the chat. For anybody here who gets canker sores, how do you not get them? G, how do you not get canker sores? Can you give me the tech? So I swear sometimes like I'll get a canker sore and then like it goes away, and then like a week, like less than a week later, it's like, oops, you got 2 more by the way. Yo, Morphe, good morning. How are you feeling? Did you dodge any GD flu, sorry? But the impossible thing to dodge, GD blues. Is it possible to dodge GD blues? I don't think you can dodge that. That's like 100% success rate of hitting. Damn. I definitely could not remotely list off the entire thing, but I saw this video the other day that was like the least likely not 0 chance of a move in Pokemon missing, and it was some like ridiculous setup. That was it was like a 10, like a probably like a 15-20 step process to get it to be at a point where like this scenario would occur. It was like so many things. I'm like, holy shit. I think it ended up being like, oh yeah, after all this is said and done, this move will have like a 1 in like 13,000 chance of happening, of hitting successfully. Little stuff up right now, but I'm feeling pretty good besides that. Did anybody have the community vitamin C gummies or vitamin C supplements? Or were those not present? I think having the community vitamin C is a huge play. Like, all right. I think, okay, you know, hold on. I'm just gonna outright. This thing is bumping out some hot air. God damn. Yeah, that's why it's starting to feel warm AF in here. the vent was like pumping out some hot AF air. I was like, I'm closing that up. Don't know for sure, but I did pack your own little pill container that did have the C that I take every day. Huge, huge, huge. So what was the average shots per day taken, would you say? What was our average looking like? Also, I did see your Blue Sky post this morning or last night, question mark? I forget when it was, but you were saying, you were talking about Blue House Skip and how you were like, I don't like to controller John, but once I switched controllers, it started feeling a lot easier, and I'm like, that's definitely a real thing. I think like a controller can definitely affect that trick negatively. 100%. Sources, my experience. Sources, me. Can we stop feeling warm? But I definitely think that BHS can definitely be very tricky with the whole controller thing. Because my steel stick controller, it 100% could not do Blue House Skip very easily. Like it was actively hard mode doing BHS on my steel stick. Like I remember back in the day when I got my steel stick, like there was just like a week where I was like, why can't I do this damn trick anymore? And then I had like a theory. I was like, let me try switching back to my other controller. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, it's just kind of working now. Interesting. Interesting. It was at least 5 or 6 rookie numbers this year. The piece weren't getting as fucked up this time. Damn. There wasn't me or Jess there. At least I don't think Jess was there to get the people going. Yo, Lycanzoid. You're used to hearing this music in the background of YouTube video essays. Honestly, a good song to have in a YouTube video essay. I would support that. This song being there. You know, like another classic one is like in so many videos, I'll hear like Paper Mario. Coincidentally, we're talking about Paper Mario 64 sound effects. Because yeah, Paper Mario 64 sound effects are iconic. That game's sound design is just so iconic. They just like cooked so hard with how Paper Mario 64 sounds. You weren't enough. Morph the soul. Where was Prack at? Or was Prack there at the same time you were? Because I think you left on like Tuesday or Wednesday. I think Prack got there on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So I don't know if you guys missed each other maybe. Maybe there wasn't a Morph and Pracky overlap. Calling in Prack. Prack City. I'm gonna need a Prack real quick in the house. I don't know how many shots I did on New Year's. On New Year's Eve, and then like it was on like the 28th or something. I was hanging out with. with David and Skittle, and one of the nights I didn't black out or anything, but I had a pretty good amount of shots. Well, I say shots, but rather I just had mixed drinks. But I had a good amount. Bottom line. You left Wednesday morning, Pracky and you were together on Tuesday night. Tuesday night was the party. If that's when Prack got there on Tuesday, Prack would be like, oh my god, yeah. Party. I heard the weather was actually pretty good this time in Pittsburgh. Unlike in 2024 when it was kind of not good at all, except for like one day. God damn. That was definitely one of the tragic things about AGDQ 2024 for me. It was like so damn cold, like every day but one day of the week. It was so cold. I think about AGDQ 2019, which was in Washington. I remember that one. It wasn't that cold. Like, it was cold, but I'm pretty sure I remember at that GDQ, I was able to like be out in my like sweater for like most of the time. I think I didn't have to wear like my winter coat for most of the week. And that's definitely a thing for me. Like, I hate when I don't like being cold to the point of like I need the winter jacket, because I just don't like wearing a winter coat. It like doesn't feel comfy, personally. In my opinion. How are we gonna do this? This is a weird color. I don't have this color. Do gray, actually. Yeah, that's close. Damn, an ad is about to start and I can't snooze it. My condolences to anybody who gets an ad in a sec here. I was like, wait, I'm talking. I want to snooze this ad real quick, but I can't snooze it. Unless you don't get an ad, that's kind of cool too, actually. Because sometimes Twitch will be like, hey, you're getting an ad, and then it's like, oops, people are not actively having an ad in chat. Which is always nice. Currently ad evading, ooh. Oh, okay, I guess they read my message. Damn, Morph was ad evading, and then they were like, get this guy an ad. Give him an ad right now. I swear to God. We can't have these hooligans dodging our ads. Yo, morning Owl, how's it going? How are you today? I remember when Morph was able to listen to my voice. How are you today, Al? Are you winning today? Would you say? Let's just look it in OBS. Wait, I'm a fucking dumbass. No. I didn't update the photo. There we go. There we go. I like totally forgot to update the photo. I looked at OBS and I was like, wait, am I doing the wrong painting? I was like, that looks not right at all. Well, there we go. Now, if I was a good YouTuber, I could easily edit that. Like that could be changed in edit in post, but I will not do that probably. That's okay. Well, was the ad good? Which one? What was your favorite ad you just watched more? I hope it was a Chipotle ad. Also, I don't know if you saw, but I played Melee the other night. Ooh. Oh god. Is the Melee arc about to happen again? That game is difficult. That game is hard. Crazy that playing a game with no buffer is difficult. When you're not used to playing that game, when you've barely played that game over the last like 4 years. It's like, goddamn, this game is hard. Anytime I miss a wave dash and I just like do a jump, like if I'm trying to do like 2 wave dashes and instead I like jump in the air and then just air dodge, I'm like, god damn it. I feel like so dumb. It feels so dumb because I'm like, I know why this just happened, but god damn it, man. But I did see on Blue Sky earlier, because I was saying to Arma the other day, I was like, I'm dead ass but to just start playing Melee again with how disappointed I've been with Rivals 2 recently. And then I did see they posted earlier that they have a special dev stream on Wednesday or Tuesday. You know, I thought today was Tuesday for some reason, but they were like, so I guess Tuesday, tomorrow, they have a special something to share. And I'm like, did they hear like, oh, this guy's playing Melee again, bring him back, bring him back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Your water heater had to be replaced so you're out of hot water? Bruh. How long is it gonna take until it gets replaced? I hope it's not too long. That's messed up. Blubbers. Is Lorena any hype at all? How can I show this real quick? Studio mode? I need to actually figure out studio mode. I've never used it. I was gonna window capture my Steam, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I haven't opened the game since November 26th. I haven't even downloaded the current update. RIP. I'm putting my foot down. You're playing Melee with GTM and some of his friends at GDQ? That shit's hard AF after not playing for a year. Yeah. Especially if you're playing against people who do play the game frequently. It's like, oh man. Oh man. Sheik is brain dead broken. I cannot play Sheik in Melee. I've just never clicked with her. Like, just the way she moves and feels, she just doesn't feel right to me. Even though, like, yeah, Rano is Sheik inspired. But, like, when I played him in 1 for the first time, I was like, oh yeah, this character feels good. Like, this character moves right for me. But, like, anytime I've played, like, tried playing Sheik, I'm like, I can't. I can't do it. She just, like, feels so weird. Like, she, like, doesn't click in my head, but Rano, I'm like, oh yeah, he clicks. It would be nice to have been told about it in advance so you could have gotten your shower in first. Oh, it's been replaced as of now, but it's just gonna take a bit for the water to get hot again. Maybe you could, like, take the water out of it and then, like, microwave it so it gets really hot and then put it back in the water heater. And then that'll help the rest of the water in the water heater get hot quicker. Or, alternative strat, you put the water heater in the microwave. I think that's actually probably the better play we could do here, is put that in the microwave itself. I don't see any issue with this, personally. Oh. Is Lorena any hype at all? From what I've seen, from what I've heard people say she's not, like, crazy broken or anything. I think people say she's fun, but she's not, like, crazy OP or anything. So I guess they didn't pull an Olympia release with her, is my understanding. You seen recovery is like a Smash Ultimate recovery, just coming back from anywhere. From what I've seen, like, yeah, for her to get back from really deep, she has to, like, have the chair. Like, she has to, like, up B the chair a bunch. So I guess, like, you can, like, go out and, like, contest that. That's my understanding, but as someone who hasn't played against her. May not be good at melee specific stuff, but I'm good at Smash, so she carries you. Being able to down throw, like, the entire melee cast, and then do forward air. Oh, Sheik in melee. Just plug a microwave right next to the thing and blast it. Oh, true, actually. You know, that's also a good play, too. You know, speaking of melee, I swear to God, there is something regarding me and phantom hits in melee. Like, I swear to God, I get phantom hits way too frequently. It is actually absurd. Like, I think when I played with one of my friends a few nights ago, like, the first match we played, I got a phantom hit. I'm like, yep, it's 2026, same shit. Same shit. Nothing's changed. I'm still the phantom hit guy, apparently. Which, something I learned about phantom hits the other day when I was watching this video is that I guess there's, like, a check for, like, hurt box priority. I think, like, the TLDR is, like, you know, it's like, oh, characters are, like, made up of, like, you know, different hurt boxes. Like, it's not just, like, one, like, big rectangle or something. And so I guess when the game's checking for a phantom hit, it will check, like, in order. Like, it showed a clip of, it was Fiction or someone, like, trying to shine Marth Zane off stage. And literally he got a phantom shine and that made him lose the game. And, like, the shine is, like, super deep into Marth. It's like, yeah, there's, like, 0 chance this should phantom, but it did. And I guess because it's like, oh, when we look at the hitboxes and hurt boxes, the shine phantomed on the body hurt box of Marth, and I guess the game checks for like for a phantom, it checks the body hitbox usually first. Like I think it depends on the character, but they were like, oh yeah, usually the body hitbox is like the first priority one, and then if it phantoms on that one, then it just phantoms. But if it doesn't phantom, then it'll like check like the next hitbox. And I'm like, bro, that is so dumb. And I've also never heard someone say that regarding phantom hits. Like, actually just like, so whack. So wacky. I was like, ain't no way, like, that's a thing. So I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense why you get some like really dumb looking phantoms sometimes. The game just keeps getting more whack. Just love grabbing people. And grabbing people as basically anybody is good. You know what's weird? Fighting Falcon as Marth. I always think fighting Falcon's so awkward. In my opinion. I think it just feels like so weird. And he's definitely like awkward to use throws against since he's heavy but also a fast faller. Yo, good morning, Ebo. Wait, how's it going? Yeah, my friend was saying to me, he was like, yeah, I think when that matchup, it's kind of like, if the Marth is on point, he can just kind of combo Falcon for like 1,000,000%. But if he slips up, he can easily get just exploded by Falcon. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. It sounds about right to me. Hear you out. He's gonna be like, all right, we're doing the 100 push-ups, and then we're also gonna do 100 squats every day. Counter-Strike 2. Have you been into that lately? There's never been a first-person shooter that has interested me. I don't think first-person shooters are my type. Okay, actually, I played Tribes Ascend back in like 2013 when that game existed. Maybe ever played that game before? Or even heard of that game before? That's an oldie. I don't think that game exists anymore. That was a super old game. No, we'll do it. Fuck it. But yeah, I think it's crazy how fucking smooth Slippy feels. I'm like, damn. Like, you know, granted, like the person I was playing with when I played the other night, like he lives like pretty close to me. So I guess like our connection would have been like pretty solid. Or at least, you know, it's expected to be pretty solid. But, like, I feel like when we play, like when we play like Ravels 2 Morph, like, you know, you're not that far from me. I guess you're further than that other friend was that I played Melee with, but like, I don't know. I feel like that game, I feel like Ravels 2 Online can be sometimes kind of weird feeling. But yeah, playing Slippy the other night with him, like it just felt like magic. I was like, why, like, how is this so good? How did they make it so good? Actually don't know how they made it so good. Never heard of that one. Yeah, I don't think Tribes Ascend has existed for a really long time, since it was an old Hi-Rez game. Hi-Rez being the people that made Smite. So I think I mostly played it back then because I was like, oh, I like Smite. Let's play the other game they made. Sure, why not? Let's give it a try. So good before the game publicly released. Yeah, hold on. Sip of water. Water. Yeah, I remember like when like I was gonna restart that thought. When we were first playing the betas of Rivals 2 back a million years ago, it feels like, I remember like the online felt like flawless. Like it felt like there was like, it didn't even feel like I was playing online. Like, yeah, this feels like perfect. It feels great. But then like over time, like, I don't know, I started to feel like weird. I don't know. And I've definitely heard like tons of people online like share that it's like, yeah, like this game, you know, used to play no problem and now it doesn't play good anymore. And like, I still like hear tons of people be like, oh, why is this server still shit? Why does this server still suck? Hopefully that gets remedied eventually, because goddamn. You did 300 push-ups because you forgot to do them on Friday and Saturday? Sheesh, how'd that feel? Alright, hour more for you guys gonna get on the 100 daily push-ups grind with us. Never too late to start. Smile. You're back up to 25 reps a set, trying to get to 30. I did, before stream, Ebo, I did 40 incline push-ups in one go. I was like, damn, okay. 40 incliners. Get back into running and walking first. Running and backwards walking, specifically. 3? Sounds like a 3 to me. Don't know how working while sore will affect you. That's valid. That's understandable. Let's go back. Let's go back walking. Who's trying to walk on each other's backs? I mean, I remember at AGDQ 2024, me, Random, and G were at the gym. Shoutouts to, I forget what it's called, the machine where like you have like your arms like out to the sides and you grab like 2 bars and you like are like, you're like bringing it like inwards. It's like, boom. I think it's like really working like your upper arms and like your back. I think that's like, pretty sure that's the main target of that one. That one kind of fucked me up. That one's like, ooh, this one's kind of hitting. Chest press machine? Potentially, let's look it up. Chest This the one? It doesn't look like it. Doesn't. It wasn't this one. Yeah, like it was like more like you like bring it like to your sides, like inward. At least what I'm seeing online, it's more of like a push outwards sort of thing for the chest press machine. Also, I'm kind of surprised more if you didn't end up playing any rivals with Shasta, unless if you did, and maybe you played before Tuesday. You squeeze it to your center, yeah. You know, this is an interesting cabin. Anyone notice that this cabin's like interesting? Anyone take notice on this cabin's like uniqueness? A pec deck. That's crazy. Thoughts, G? You used to incline push-ups? Alright, 3. The incline push-ups kind of hit hard, actually. They're kind of nice. I didn't get I wasn't pixel perfect. There we go. You bought aerobic steppers. Pause champ. How does it make you feel? You try not to do incline push-ups. You like decline more to hit the upper chest? That's interesting. You know, ever since I started doing incline push-ups, I never considered decline push-ups. I never considered doing that, actually. Maybe I should try some of that. Put that in the mix. I'm gonna connect into chat. Maybe I was connecting to chat right now. Yo, Justin. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my god, chat connection. Chat. Oh my god. You know, those cabins actually kind of turn out pretty good. Pretty decent cabin, honestly, I'd say. I say. Might be a pretty good cabin. Peel back from GDQ. Justin's back from his cruise. Kind of crazy, honestly. Actually, I kind of like that. You forgot to buy the GDQ shirts you wanted? Fuck. Shit. Is the Yeti collection done? Is it RIP currently? Cause I remember like seeing that they like had it for like an extra day or something. Oh, RIP. I I guess that extra day was yesterday. Unfortunate. Well, now what are we gonna do? Well, okay, for this cabin, we also have like this thing, whatever this like little part is supposed to be. Like, wait, what is that? Like, I don't know. I don't know what this is even supposed to be, if I'm gonna be honest. It's okay. It's probably best I don't buy more graphic tees. You want to change up your fashion style this year? All black, leather, more buckles. Like that, you think? It's been a long time since I've gotten any new shirts or anything. It's been so long since I bought a Yeti shirt. I guess I don't really like actively like look at the Yeti these days usually. But it's also been like a very long time since I've seen a Yeti shirt where I was like, oh man, I need to get that one. That's usually how I judge a graphic tee design. Like it has to like immediately like wow me usually for me to want it. Like if I'm kind of like on the fence about it, if I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want this. It's like usually something I don't bother getting in that case. I think especially for shirts, like I want to make sure I'm buying something that's like, that I find really pog. And I'm like super particular about shirt designs. Like I'm definitely not a big fan of shirt designs where it feels like the design was an afterthought. And what I mean by that is that it was made without the intent of being on a shirt. Because I think, in my opinion, I think shirt designs is like an art form in itself. Because I think like it can be like one thing to know, you know, how to like draw something. But I think it's another thing to be able to apply that on a shirt in an effective way, personally. That's just like my taste in shirt designs. Like I've definitely seen like many shirts where it's just kind of like, oh, this just is kind of like a drawing they made and they just kind of like copy pasted it onto the shirts rather than making it with the intent of it being on the shirt in the first place. Because I think, at least for me, an important thing in like shirt designs is if it uses the negative space, aka the like natural, the color of the shirt, if it uses that as like a part of the design, like how this shirt, you can see it, yeah, how like on this shirt, like the red, you know, it's kind of more orangish in the camera. Like there's parts on this that use like the negative space to add to the design, and it makes it feel more intentionally integrated. Yo, Allie, how are you? Justin should get grills. What is that? One of your favorite graphic tees has a hole on it. Oh no. One of my, actually I think it's coincidentally another Shenron shirt I have because I have like two. When I got it from the Yeti, it just straight up like on the back, like where I guess like the shoulder part is like stitched to like the main part of the shirt. Like there was just a part that wasn't stitched together. Like it wasn't like a rip, it just wasn't stitched together. I honestly, I should have just complained. And I probably could have gotten a free shirt from them or something. But I didn't bother. Well, because one of my friends said that she could like stitch it up for me, that she could fix it, and then she never did. Rip. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I could sew it at some point," and that was like 6 years ago. So I don't think that's happening. It's not too bad, but it's like, you know, I'd prefer if it wasn't like that at the same time. Yo, Fredo, how are you? Am I winning? I think I'm winning decently well. I think I'm decently winning. It's not like a super win, but I think I'm mostly winning, I would say, in the grand scheme of things. I hope you're winning. Anna could probably do it. All right. Anna, come up here. Yeah, it's really not too bad though. It's just like definitely kind of like, damn, it'd be nice if it wasn't like this also. She's on her way? Word. Sounds good to me. Alright, so what was everyone's favorite GDQ run this GDQ? I honestly barely watched GDQ, if I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really watch much at all. But I guess these days I'm not usually actively watching if I'm gonna be honest. The most I would usually watch GDQ is if I'm at GDQ. And then usually from that, it would just be over hanging out in the room and we have like a room, or we have the stream on the TV, and sometimes we would just like catch something. Like I always remember SGDQ 18. Is there 18 or 19? I forget which one. There was a blindfolded punch out run that I had zero intention of watching or knew it was happening, but we just had the stream on the TV and it just played while we were just in the room, and I was like, yo, it's kind of crazy actually. So stuff like that's pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool. You're in a poggers mood. You inadvertently raised 1,130 Canadian for charity. Damn. Did you have a prize in GDQ? Was it for a different charity? Question mark. The Resident Evil 2 one where you played using a Guitar Hero controller. I've never played Resident Evil, but how would you even play that with a Guitar Hero controller? I guess you gotta watch the run to find out, buddy. Oh, I guess you're right. Pretty sure it was a blindfold. Yeah, it was Bubsia, right? I think that's the guy. I saw a little bit of it. I couldn't imagine doing a blindfolded anything, except for that one time I did a long time ago. But other than that, like in a GDQ or just a marathon scenario, I could not imagine doing a blindfolded something. Like, what if you just get like stuck somewhere and don't know where you are? Like what do you do in that point? Like, I don't know. It seems so like scary. I mean, like, can like someone on your couch be like, "Oh, you need to go a little bit to the left" or something? I don't know. That could just be so like, oh god. That could be so rough. TP, because that's the only one you watched. I did have a little bit of that on. I wasn't actively watching because I think it was like pretty late. I think I was like about to get in bed when it was going on over here. And I was like, oh yeah, this is happening. So I had it up on my monitor for a little bit, but I wasn't like, I forget what I was doing. I wasn't actively watching too much. Oh, the Phantom plushie? I'm pretty sure I've seen that, I think. That sounds familiar. Feels good. Okay, this we're gonna put big tree. This is gonna make it come together. Big tree. The 70-star run with 70 people was kind of neat. I didn't see any of that actually. I think Carlos was telling me that someone died like 3 times in Dark World, and I'm like, damn. That's tragic, actually. Rip whoever that was. Rip that guy dying in Dark World. Maybe think about how at I think it was AGDQ 2020 question mark, or it might have been an SGDQ. I forget which one, but one of the GDQs pre-pandemic, we had like a little like Mario. It wasn't on stream, but we just did like a 120 like relay with like some of us, and I remember me and Dazrin, shout out to Dazrin, were the beginner. Like we were like the first people to play for each team, for both teams. And I remember I got thrown off by King Bomb. I remember that happened. I was like, this never happens, dude. Of course it would happen here. And I think he got thrown off also, I think. It was just like so silly. That was pretty fun, I remember. Take me back to the world going into chaos. GDQs. Take me back to those. Take me back to going to a GDQ like once a year usually. At minimum. Take me back to that. That was good times. That was good vibes. That was a good But Prak was saying earlier that like, this GDQ for him felt like reminiscent of his first GDQ. I guess just because who he was hanging out with. I'm like, that's pretty hype. That's pretty poggies, I would say. There was some, whatever time, doesn't really matter. Yo, Glubbers, your favorite one was the TP run too. Clueless. Did you do the TP run in airplane mode or no? I actually didn't see if it was an airplane mode run or not. For charity, there was a very small MLP convention in Vancouver, only 250 people attend on average. Costco of all people had a booth there selling memberships. That's crazy, actually. That's crazy, Costco being there. Like, that sounds so, like, random that they would be there. But shoutouts to Costco. Designed at Costco, pony name is Bulk Buy. She loves hot dogs and Whole Foods, or wholesale. She pops off, and the people at the con print out your drawing, and 2 artists at the convention draw her. Damn. That goes pretty hard. It just kind of spawned more hype. That goes pretty hard, the other artists drawing it. Shoutouts to that. You put Phantom's Wheel in airplane mode? Okay, okay. That's what we like to hear. Oh man. How was your time there, sir? I'm still not over the fact that when I went to AGDQ 2024, that was now 2 years ago. I think that's crazy. How does that happen? How did that happen? I don't know. Crazy. Actually crazy. I did see that, Justin, that you were saying you wanted to go to SGDQ. Pause champ. I mean, I originally said it'd be fun to go to SGDQ, but who knows? Unlikely, but who knows? I guess we'll see. Okay. I figured, I was like, I feel like the drawings probably went to the charity, right? Feels good. Yeah, that's really cool though. A series of good events. Send tweet. Yeah, I guess that really was the first meeting, huh? That's true. First time doing Everclear? Pausers? Anybody here do Everclear shots? Give me tequila next time. Don't give me Everclear. Give me tequila, give me a lime. Ooh, now we're talking. The lime is actually so good. Tequila and lime? Ooh, fuck me up, baby. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you had like a wheelchair accessible room. I guess that was like the only room they had, question mark. Yeah, shoutouts to that. That was crazy. That was a crazy experience. If nothing, you can say you had that experience, so that's fun, question mark. Are links loud in here? I honestly forget what Nightbot will do. You can try. Nightbot might just delete it though. I forget what it's set to, if I'm gonna be completely honest. It's been a minute. I think Nightbot will delete it though. I guess it's been a while since someone's linked something. It's usually people don't link things. Huh. I guess it didn't delete it. I wonder if you can set up Nightbot to be like, oh, if this person has been following or has a Twitch account for X amount of years or has their phone and email verified, then it won't delete links. But if they're like, you know, a new account or something, then it will delete links, you know, aka for spam prevention. You might be able to do that, but honestly, I'm not too sure because I haven't looked into that. That's just a thought I had literally right now. Let's see. About done with this painting here in a sec. Definitely a tricky thing with this one is like having the sky and then also having these like blue grayish like leaves in the background here. That's a tricky one. Like I can't really get that tone the same, especially without it just getting like lost in the sky over here. So that's kind of like a rough one I have to deal with. That's a tricky one. It's kind of a nice tone. I like it. It's like the one that Bob got is pretty pog, but you know, the limitations of Mario Paint. Limitations of Mario Paint do always pose challenges for these paintings. I think it's pretty rare to have any of these paintings where it's just like, oh yeah, this is easy money. This is like absolutely free, like the whole time. That's usually not the case. But I think I'm down to call this one complete. I don't think I'm getting much more out of this one if I were to go beyond this. So we'll wrap up the painting there. So GG's. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.